Hi, my name's Gav and welcome to the channel. Foiling progression is all about milestones. Your first paddle up, your first dock start, that session where you link bumps on a day that nobody else was riding. Each one feels like a breakthrough, but getting there, well, that's the hard bit. For me, the code 1725 became a tool that made those milestones more accessible. Not because it's perfect or because it's the one fall to rule them all, but because it lowers barriers, and that's impressive. It flipped the script from sessions that left me frustrated and packing it in early to ones where I was grinning ear to ear. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how it does that, where it falls short, and who I really think it's made for. Okay, so before we get started, two quick notes. The first one is that this channel supports Bear Cottage, the children's hospice based here in Sydney. Every like, share and subscribe helps me raise awareness and funds for them. Now, on that note, I would like to thank the brands that support me on this mission, and that's North, Foil Drive, WSS Boards, the Foil Board Company, Foil Sessions app, and of course, Code Foils. And secondly, for transparency, I am a Code team rider. I love their gear, but this review is honest. I'm going to highlight both the pros and the cons. This isn't about claiming it's the best foil ever, because that just doesn't exist. This is about helping you make an informed decision. Let's face it, flatwater paddle ups are brutal. You've got to put everything into that stroke, but most large foils fight you as soon as the board clears that surface. Really, you're just going along for the ride at that point, and before you know it, you're back swimming again. The 1725 is different. Yes, it lifts early, but it stays composed, stable in roll, predictable in pitch. You can actually lean in and put down power without worrying that the foil is going to dump you sideways. I've honestly never known a foil to paddle up this easy. The other day, just to test it up, I tried paddling up my Parawing board. Totally wrong tool for the job, but the 1725 made it feel like a breeze. Look, don't just take my word for it. I'd like to introduce to you Alex, one of the Sydney foiling crew who's been putting the hard graft into suck downwinding, and this is her first go on the 1725. Now, of note, she's managed one paddle up before today.
Alex, there you go.
Yeah, good.
Second ever paddle up.
Yeah, so happy. Second paddle up of my life.
Yeah.
Very easy.
And how did you find it, the paddle up?
Not easy to get up. Fine pumping, amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's super. I'm stoked.
Oh, awesome.
I love that. You can see the stoke in her eyes. I've no doubt that she'll be sending it on suck downwind runs in no time. So it comes at no surprise that on a proper downwind board, not my 85 litre Parawing board, it's a weapon, especially for beginners chasing their first paddle ups or bay runs. But just remember, this isn't for big ocean swells. Where it shines is in small, steep, wind-blown bumps, exactly the conditions most of us learn in. So my biggest wing is a 5.5. So when the wind drops, I usually just cool it and go home. But the 1725 has changed all that. It's become my go-to light wind tool, and here's why. Big high aspect foils will get you flying, but they lock you into a straight line. It's all lift and no play. The 1725 flips that. It gets you up, sure, but once you're flying, it's actually fun. It carves, it lets you surf these micro bumps. It turns a 10-knot survival session into something you actually want to do. Once again, the theme is control. It's the word I keep coming back to with this foil. Now, it's worth talking numbers, because on paper, the 1725 sounds insane. Normally, a foil that big should feel like a barge. But the one thing I've learned with Code is that the numbers don't tell the full story. The 1725 doesn't ride like a 1700 at all. In fact, if I hadn't seen it beforehand and just jumped onto it, I would have guessed it was closer to something like a 1200. It turns, it flows, it feels like a foil half its size, and that is what makes it so surprising. Dock starting has never really been a strong suit of mine. I've got a rough technique, consistency shaky, I just don't do it enough, and I know a lot of people who are in the same boat. Now, that being said, it is a great skill to learn. So it gets your pumping skills dialed, and that's one of the most important elements of foiling. It carries over into every discipline, from downwinding, winging, even prone when you're connecting waves. And this is where the 1725 really shines. Because it's relatively compact for its size, it's easy to handle around the dock. And when you land, you've got margin to recover instead of being spat off straight away. But more importantly, once you're up and pumping, it gives you time. That forgiveness is gold. It means you can actually hone your technique, foot placement, timing, the rhythm of the compress and the release. You start to feel the glide rather than fight for survival. And the more time you spend pumping cleanly, the quicker your progression snowballs. This isn't just about making dock starts easier, it's about building a fundamental skill that transfers across all the disciplines on foil. This is where the 1725 really caught me off guard. I started reaching for it on those light nothing days, the ones where you usually look out the water, shrug and write off the session. Normally with the smaller foil, there just isn't enough energy to get going. And even if you do manage to get up, it's a waste of time because you can't ride the bumps downwind when it's packed away. But with the 1725, I found myself linking those little bumps, carving around and squeezing the fun out of the conditions that I wouldn't even consider foiling in before. I think it's important to be clear about where the 1725 falls short. As I've stated, it has plenty of lift, but it also has plenty of drag. Look, you're never going to mistake it for a fast, slippery wing. And in prone, for example, especially at my weight, around 80 kilos, it simply has too much lift. Anything with real power in the wave, well, it's going to feel really uncomfortable. I think the same applies to Ocean Open downwinding. It just doesn't have the speed to keep pace with long period swells. So if that's your playground, it just isn't the foil for you. Toe foiling is also off the table. The moment you try to push at high speeds, you'll be overfoiled instantaneously. There's also the question of rider weight. For heavier riders, the 1725 can be a lifeline in marginal conditions, giving you that lift you need to get going. But for very light riders, it may simply feel like too much foil, popping you uncontrollably unless you're extremely skilled with your inputs. In short, this isn't an all-rounder. It's a specialist wing designed to make the steepest parts of the learning curve, the paddle ups, the dock starts, the light wind sessions, more approachable and far less punishing. And if that's where you are in your journey, well, it can be one of the most useful foils you'll ever own. So that's the code 1725S. It's not the fastest, it's not the sleekest, and it's not a foil for everybody. But if your goal is progression, if you're tired of those false starts on paddle ups, you want to open up more rideable days, or you're trying to crack those dock starts, this foil might be the missing piece. For me, it's unlocked conditions that I would have written off in the past, and that is gold in my books. Look, if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you on the water again soon.